Hello, Smarty here. How are you? I hope you are well. Here's a little sneaky peek of what I'll be doing today in my video. I've decided to make a storage box, but it's got like, the lid has got like mountain shapes on it, and I thought I would try and make an iceberg because I want to put a homemade polar bear on the lid as well. So here I just want to make the resin just a pale translucent blue, and I'm using Let's Resin alcohol ink. Giving that a good stir. It made me laugh, that gif. Couple more drops. And this is 200 mesh Super Sparkle White from Miniscenes GB. I'm going to mix a bit of this in and make it nice and sparkly. I do love this stuff, it's fab. Well worth getting yourself some. So I sped up the mixing, because otherwise we're going to be here forever. I made up with this colour. Isn't that gorgeous, eh? And that sparkle white really just gives it a nice sheen. It's lovely. And I'm making up a little bit of white now. And that is from Etter Art. Pigment drops. And I do add a bit of the Super Sparkle White into here as well. I was just pointing out there that I needed to stir the white in more because we still had some streaky lines, and we don't want that. We want it to be nice and smooth all through, no lines. And for this project I wanted the white to be slightly transparent so it's not too heavy. So I'm adding in a little bit more of the Miniscenes GB Sparkle White, Super Sparkle White I should say. I love this stuff, it's ace. Makes a big difference, I think anyway. I'm going to start pouring into the lid now, but I'm going to pour quite slowly because there's lots of indents from where the mountains are on the other side, so I just take my time. Though this is sped up slightly because the video was quite long and I needed to just speed it up just a little bit. So I fill all this and then I start to do the bottom part of the storage box, or I forget to move it so it's more in view, so my apologies. You'll see part of it, I guess. I'm so sorry. So there we go, I'm filling this all up now, and realise that I don't have enough, so I will have to mix up some more. So I'm just giving the lid and the box a good bash around and a squeeze, just to release the bubbles. Now I've finished bashing it all around, I'm going to go over it with a flame, just to release any more of the bubbles, and I will do this again later on. So with the white, I've decided to just drop some little droplets into the where it's the deeper part, to try and get it so it goes to the peak of the mountains. Fingers crossed. Oh, when I was little, we used to go to the zoo. That's not too far from here, and they used to have a polar bear, and the poor thing was in this concrete enclosure, and the poor thing used to just walk up and down, backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. Bear in mind, I was only about 4 or 5 at this time, and I felt so sorry for him. And he was on his own. I just found it really sad for the poor little thing. So I've mixed up some more resin. I've made it a little bit darker with the Let's Resin alcohol ink in blue, and I will put a drop of Etter Art's pigment drops in blue as well. I don't fully mix it in to hopefully try and get an effect, but you can't really see it. And there's some of the super sparkle white in there too. I only put this into the base of the storage box because I want the lid to be lighter. So here we go again with my fantastic filming, where you can't see much at all. I'm so sorry. So we're on demolding now, and it's a little bit tricky till I get my finger under. And as we go round, you might see, is it there? Or so on one of those corners that there, it was quite sharp, and I did actually cut my finger on the sharp edge of the resin. So got to be careful, haven't we? This took me a little bit of a while to get this mould out, but I did cut a bit of it out actually, but I got there in the end. I quite like how this has turned out. I think it's really cool. So I'm just putting my mould back in its correct shape and showing you the bowl. What do you think? Let me know in the comments what you think. I really like it. Just that little bit different. And onto the lid now. That super sparkle is fab. It's ace stuff, that is. Does give a lovely sparkle to your projects. You know, that is cool. I really like that. But I'm not finished. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to make a polar bear and some like fir trees to go on the top. Here I'm starting to make a frame from wire for the polar bear. I I know it's not the right wire, it's not really strong enough, but I couldn't find the stronger wire. But as soon as the polar bear was completed, guess what I found? The stronger wire. I don't know. I'm sure things get moved around in my house. I'm shaping the back and the head and a little tail, and then I will make the legs with some little feet on the end. Um, yeah, it takes me hours. The whole polar bear part, hours. I think about 2.5 hours. I think it was in completion. It took me a long, long time to make. I'll leave you with some music so you can watch the process of what happens. Before I forget, this is a collaboration organised by Tracy from Miniscenes GB and Crafty YouTubers United. I had to go and look up the name. I could only remember 2 words of it. So yeah, there will be a playlist in my description. Lots of fantastic artists, lots of resin artists and multimedia. Go and check it out. Go and see what they're all up to, because there's lots of fabulous artists. So yeah, the playlist is in the description below. I'm putting on I'm nearly towards the end of completing the polar bear. I just put his shoulder bits give more shape, and I'm putting on his ears, and he's almost ready to bake. So what do you think? It's cute or what, hey? A little twirl. I think I've done really well here, to be fair. I do go over him and make some line marks to show his fur, and then we bake him. Hee. It's warm in here. No! Run! Run! Enough of that nonsense. I'm just use some Mod Podge, the glossy one, with a bit of Super Sparkle White, and I'm gonna coat the trees and the polar bear, and it gives them a lovely sheen, and they look really shiny. So I'm going to give the polar bear his cute little face now. I'm just using a black acrylic pen. I'm just giving him an eyes and a nose and a bit of coloration to his ears. And I think he looks very cute. What do you think? I decided to do some water because there's a bit of a dip, and I've also added on some little crystals that I had already made a while ago. I'm adding a bit of the blue alcohol ink, and I'm going to put that down, and I'm going to make like a little pond um, for the polar bear to be drinking out of, because the wire wasn't strong enough. His head is like tilted more, so yeah, tilted, and his nose is like touching the the floor or the surface. So I just thought it would be nice for him to be looking as though he's drinking some water. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all of my subscribers. Thank you all so very much. I appreciate you all. Thank you for coming back and watching my videos. If you have any suggestions of what you would like me to make, please just let me know in the comments. I would really appreciate that. Thank you very much. There is also some discount codes in the description, along with buy me a coffee and my Amazon wish list. If you want to help me out, that would be fantastic. Anything goes back into the channel, and that would really help me out. Thank you very much. So I'm just continuing with this bit of water. I've been doing the UV resin. Let's Resin's UV resin to just build up the water. I'm just doing it in small layers, and we get there eventually. So all I'm doing now, I'm going to glue the polar bear and the trees to the lid, and we're pretty much done. This whole project took me a really long time. I've enjoyed every second of it. Thanks again for being here. The trees I just made with polymer clay, and just like two sausages of green and white, and then twisted them together and made the shape of a fir tree. I know I could have snipped at the sides and things, but I quite liked the effect they gave as they are. I had to glue the bear on a bit more because it's an unlevel surface. He's a bit wobbly, so you had to put some more glue underneath just to make sure he stays in place. Let me know what you think of this project in the comments below. Also, if you want to ask me any questions, feel free to do so. Thank you. And that was my lovely husband in the background saying good morning to me. I don't sleep too well. So I'm just showing you the finished result. I'd like to thank you all for watching. Look after yourselves and take care, and I will see you all very soon. Bye bye.